Hello, and welcome back. I am your host, Haley Trotter. You are listening to Radio Utah, where we talk about global issues and why you should care. Just a quick thank you to yesterday's host, Shelby Anderton, for going over cuisine in Pakistan. This is a continuum of this week's theme, the country of Pakistan. I'm here today to speak on sanitation practices in Pakistan. There are many interesting statistics surrounding this issue. For example, did you know that 58% of the population has access to basic sanitation services, and 36% of the population has access to safely managed water sources? Although Pakistan has in place a couple programs approaching this issue, such as PATS, which stands for Pakistan Approach to Total Sanitation, and WASH, which stands for Water and Sanitation for Hygiene, it is apparent through statistics that they are lacking. According to Lahore's Daily Times, Pakistan has the 5th highest number of people, that's 22 million, practicing open defecation with a stark rural-urban sanitation inequality. Less than 1% of open defecation is reported in urban areas as compared to 19% in rural areas. Another local newspaper in Lahore states that a report by WaterAid says that 79 million people lack a decent toilet, while 37% have no system for wastewater disposal, which leads to spread of diseases due to contamination of water and contact with human waste. Now, does this sound hygienic or clean to you? We will come back and touch on the subject of open defecation in a moment. On a side note, having access to clean water is another hurdle many find themselves attempting to jump over. Hard-to-reach rural areas are often forgotten about. This makes it so they have to use what is available to them. According to UNICEF, 70% of households still drink bacterially contaminated water. The image you're seeing here is a clean water station in Akbarabad in Pakistan. Open defecation. It is exactly what you think it is, and it's a sensitive topic to discuss. As we have discussed earlier, there are programs in place to address issues like these. For example, the Pakistan Approach for Total Sanitation is towards achieving and sustaining an open defecation-free environment both in rural and urban context, with clear emphasis towards behavior change and social mobilization, enhancing the demand side of sanitation. And this is their mission statement. One of the models that they do have in place is community-led total sanitation, also known as CLTS. According to PATS, the model is an effective approach for triggering action to change defecation behaviors at the community level and to create demand for improved sanitation facilities. PATS and CLTS are not the only models trying to change open defecation practices. UNICEF is working towards educating locals on how to install toilets like these. The picture on the right that you see here is a class that UNICEF had put together, and those small little things leaning up against the doorway are indeed the latrines. The picture on the left is of the toilets before installation, and the picture on the right is the installation process. Here you see the done project of the installed latrines. Another issue surrounding open defecation is women and menstruation. In Pakistan's culture, there is much taboo and shame surrounding a woman's period. School attendance drops during menstruation. According to UNICEF and the WASH program, 50% of school-age girls who are menstruating drop out during their period. Girls' education in Pakistan is already difficult in and of itself, but when you throw in a period in the mix, things do not pan out well for girls. They face ridicule from male peers, lower performance levels in school due to missing days for periods, lack of willingness to teach about menstruation from teachers and family members, etc. This thing by UNICEF, Menstruation Matters, is important because it says women and girls around the world need to manage their menstruation during their reproductive age. The specific challenges that women and girls experience differ widely, depending on, for example, social norms, customs, education, geography, and socioeconomic factors, which does involve the sanitation practices in Pakistan. Overall, as a woman myself, I believe it is not only important to stay clean during menstruation, but also during everyday life. This is an important topic because it is one we can all closely relate to, especially women. The bulk of you listening to this show have access to a clean bathroom facility and clean menstruation products. There is always room to change and become better. Thank you for listening. Again, this is Haley Trotter with Radio Utah.